Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Grand Cross video, and I just spent the last like 25 minutes talking about this topic, and I want to try and make it really quick. So firstly, UR gear. If we want to talk a topic of it, Derieri did visit the tavern today, which is quite convenient. I did make a video yesterday about it, where we used Derieri to counter mono red. Worked out pretty well, so if you want to go watch that, it's kind of a funny video. Probably one of my favorites. Also in the video, we did say, in the video, if we hit 100 likes, I think we're on like 60 right now, we will be doing full UR gear for Derieri, which is just a massive waste, because the topic of this video is going to be about that. But to get into it straight away, pretty much, right, the idea of UR gear is definitely an expensive thing. Now, I'm paid to play, so I've spent quite a bit of money now, especially on Aaron. But the thing is, never spent money for actual UR pieces. I've only spent money for diamonds and I guess cosmetics for Aaron and maybe Escanor. But pretty much, yeah, the only money I spend is to get diamonds to pull characters for. So pretty much my equipment is essentially free to play because, well, look at it, right? It's not the craziest equipment. And also, I guess I got the silver coins to actually farm the coins to get gold to open equipment. Anyway, today's topic is about UR gear, and I want to try and make it very quick, not to long it out, but pretty much my advice and opinion on future UR pieces. So firstly, the cool thing about UR gear, probably the safest thing about UR gear, is the fact you can give it to one character name. And what I mean by that, I mean, for example, if we give, okay, well, he's not here yet, but let's just say MELIODAS, when he does come out on Tuesday, because it's pretty much confirmed at this point, when we do give him UR gear, not only will Lost Fame MELIODAS be able to use that UR gear, MELIODAS, MELIODAS, this MELIODAS, this one, this one here, all 5 of them, so this is 4 in the game right now, 5 when Lost Fame comes out, all 5 of them can share the same piece. Now, if you look at here, obviously, once again, not the smartest investment here, Aaron has UR gear, and I literally can swap over UR pieces, and they will both get the boost. Even though the different forms, the Cadet Corp, and then even though there's when it does come out, even if you give Lost Fame MELIODAS UR gear, MELIODAS can still use the UR gear. And same thing with Escanor, for example. This one here has 4 UR gear, and then I could give it to the red one. Now that's the best thing, right? Because obviously 7 days since, about 60% way through the story, I think there's still quite a bit left. And if you know the manga, I definitely think you have a better grasp of what's coming. Now, that being said, they still could release, for example, original characters. They still could release sort of random characters. I believe the Anne kind of got like a wedding day Diane, which if you watch the anime or manga, you can't really predict that, because that's kind of like a festival, a special day one, or like the Halloween units, for example, special occasions, White Day, Christmas. All of them special occasions, you can't really predict a character coming out then and the character being good. But one thing you can predict is Escanor. Escanor probably being, I'd say, the #1 person, literally #1 person to give UR gear to. Not only is he pretty much meta right now, and always has been meta, Green Escanor, definitely one of the best characters in the game. And right now you might see a little less play because of Lost Vein, but Red Escanor, obviously being another character who is definitely meta right now, and you can swap between them too. And also what they're doing on Japan right now is festival characters. We're getting ours tomorrow, no wait, Tuesday, which is going to be Lost Fame MELIODAS. Then we got Elizabeth, then we got King. Now we're probably going to get obviously every single 7 Deadly Sin first. So we're going to get Escanor, we're going to get Merlin, we're going to get GOWTHER, we're going to get Deanne, and we're going to get Barn, for example. And once you give UR pieces to them, every other previous Barn and future Barn, or like any other character you do give UR gear to, it's going to be, you know, useful, right? Now, one thing too is this bad example of not how to use UR gear. Aaron. I give UR gear to Aaron. Now, granted, he's my favorite character to use, like funnest, so it makes sense, right? I do have him 6/6. But there is no more Aarons coming to the game. There's never going to be another Aaron. Let's do like a part 2 collab where you do another Aaron, but probably not, right? Aaron's never going to get another character again. So, the UR set I gave to him is never going to get any more uses. Now, let's say, for example, I give my UR set to Escanor. Escanor, one of the 7 Deadly Sins, a main character in the series. has tons of moments in the game. We only currently have 2 Escanors. We still have to get Skinny Escanor. We still have to get the 1 Escanor, Ultimate the 1 Escanor, many different versions of the 1 Escanor, many different versions of just Escanor himself, many different versions of Skinny Escanor. Bro, literally, we're chilling, right? If you max UR gear on him, or even any gear for Escanor, you're going to be chilling for the whole cycle of the game. Now, that being said, there is one problem, and we'll talk about it with King, is what the character does. Now, here's a problem. This King here dies way too quick, so people tend to give him UR set for like HP defense. But the new King that came out in Japan, the festival exclusive, is a damage dealer, and you want to have attack defense on him. So that means you have to make another whole set, and at that point, you kind of gotten screwed. But still, if you did give this King UR set, HP defense, you can still use it on the new Festival King. Just won't be as optimal as you want it to be. But still okay. But that's the problem, right? For example, right here, when Lost Vein does come out, I'm going to give him attack crit set. But then if we get a Meliodas in the future, he's like very weak, I'm going to want to give him attack defense. But then that means I can't use the attack crit. But there is one sort of solution to that. I don't have it here. For example, like this, look. If I did want to go attack crit damage, imagine this was 4 UR gear, this is 4 UR gear, right? And these were 2 UR gear pieces too. I could just swap them 2 out and change the crit, and it just basically rotate between the Meliodases. Now, that's sort of the way of doing it. Other than that, it's pretty safe to say, at least for Escanor and most of the Sins, they kind of go with a special theme, because most Meliodas do feature around crit and damage, or crit damage. You can see this is a crit. The new Meliodas that comes out in literally 2 days is about critting. Most Meliodas is about critting, so they kind of stick to one theme, right? Escanor, I say safe to say, maybe not the Skinny Escanor, will be kind of focusing around attack defense. Now, you can't really go wrong with attack defense, but that's just something to think about, right? So my definite solution is to give at least every single Sin UR piece, because not only is the sword getting around to it in the future now, Japan is starting to give festival exclusives to mostly the Sins. We've seen Meliodas and Elizabeth now, so it's safe to say we're going to get obviously Escanor, Merlin, GOWTHER, and then Barn and like Deanne before we get someone like Arthur, or I don't think we're ever going to get a Slater. No, maybe we'll. But yeah, my main point as well is if you know the manga or the future of the story, you know certain characters show up at certain points. Now, expect to see a really good Elaine in the future, but would I recommend giving the UR gear now? No, it's a massive waste. And if I do give Doja UR gear, there's probably going to be no more Dojas coming in the future, so it's going to be a massive waste because only she's going to be able to use it. But to kind of wrap up before it gets on too long, Arthur, if you know what happens in the story, you know he's not going to show up for a while. And I think these 2 Arthurs we have now, I think we might get one more Arthur, which would be him and the cat. And then after that, for a very long time, we're not going to get an Arthur for a while. But when we do get that new Arthur, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. He's gonna be kind of sick, and you're gonna want to get that Arthur UR gear. So giving the Arthur UR gear now won't be the best thing, because Lost Vein does come out in a few days, and he kind of destroys Mono Red, or sort of, right? But you know, if you did give UR gear to Arthur and you have a UR gear right now, he's gonna fall off a bit, and you're not gonna see as many Arthurs. But then in the future, because you did give him UR piece, then it's gonna help out quite a bit. So definitely think about characters that come in the future and story characters, because like I said, once you give UR piece to any Escanor, every Escanor can use it. And this guy here, the Bar Tavern one, is going to be able to use in the future. And I'm happy that I've kind of invested a lot into my Escanor. So obviously, whenever a new Escanor does come out, I'm going to be ready. But yeah, that's pretty much the video, right? I don't want to make it too long, because I kind of talked about it for quite a while now. But yeah, pretty much, just think about what's coming in the future, right? When you are given a UR piece. Because if you want to give it to Jericho, you're not going to really see any Jericho, like, for a while. And it's a bit risky compared to someone like Escanor, who you know is always going to be meta no matter what. Someone like Meliodas is always going to be meta. Well, granted, we only got kind of our first meta Elizabeth, but still, Elizabeth is kind of always going to be meta in the future as well. And I'm curious, I guess to wrap it up, is when we do get Wheelchair GOWTHER, if you know what I mean, would he count as GOWTHER? Or is he going to be his own character? Because his name is still GOWTHER. but it's a different GOWTHER. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it helped out quite a bit. Like I said, it is Sunday, so it's kind of a dead day. Because the news tomorrow should be breaking the ice if MELIODAS is coming, even though we kind of know. But it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and peace.